working your core without back pain is super important. Having one of these guys in your home gym studio is actually pretty smart move along with the reformer. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a little prehab on this, and then we're going to go into the reformer. And of course what we do is we do all three gears, a beginner, intermediate, and advanced gear for core movements that don't hurt your lower back. So let's get into it. Grab your stability ball, and all we're going to do is put this guy down, and we're going to get into our core movement. Come all the way out, lift your hips up, and what we'll do from here is just rotate. I turn to the right, and then I turn back over to the left, and I kind of prehab my entire core. And what I mean is I ramp up, I get the heart rate going, and I move essential parts of my core, my obliques, my posterior chain gets a little action in my hips, all the powerhouse muscles. After a few moments, I can tilt from right to left. I can come up onto the edge of that shoulder, pass through, and I just switch each side, and every little piece of my core gets a little action. Starting with the beginner move on the reformer, go ahead and get rid of your ball. Let's get that out of there. And what we'll do is we'll set up with one heavy spring, and we'll get our box. With our box on, we're going to get into some of our plank movements. Climb onto your platform, hands in the center of the box, lift your heels up high, and press all the way out into your plank. Lift, pike back home. This is important Pilates. Literally every muscle you think of with your core is getting action right here. Take your last one, press all the way out. Feet point to the right, hands stay in the exact same spot, and we're gonna go into the oblique. I just lift my tail, I squeeze. How low do I go? Until I can squeeze my glutes. I'm strong through my arms and shoulders. My scaps actually elevate here, and they come back to neutral right here. Your hip girdle, it's slightly rotated, and your oblique muscles do a lot of work. Come back to the center. Round your tail, chin to chest. Now come down, lower your hips, articulate the spine, raise the forehead. Chin to chest, pull all the way home. And then lower yourself down, lift your forehead. Come all the way back home, point your feet now to the left. Feet are gonna be wide if you've never done this before for more stability. And in our beginner movement here, this is probably the best place to be, wide. Later, you'll see that when we stack the feet together or cross them, you can actually get a lot more out of this move. So for my last one, I'm just going to lift that tail all the way up. I already feel my obliques talking, which is great. The forehead lifts, and then I'm just going to bend both of my knees and come back down right here. I lighten my springs. I'm going to go into my medium spring only and grab my straps. We're going to do our front facing moves. Grab your straps, sit to the back of the box and round your spine. Nod your chin to your chest and pause here. With hands on the silver ring, lift your shins up into tabletop and extend your legs. Twist back to center and take your next inhale. Exhale, extend your legs. And you're just kind of holding on to the straps. I twist. I inhale and nod. I exhale, extend. I wind up with most of the load on one of my glutes. So I turn to face the right. My right glute is loaded. My left hip is extended. more than the right. And I just keep switching sides. And take your last one. Knees bend in. And I rotate, come back to the center, and the feet go down. Perfect. From here, I'm just gonna saw this carriage in and out, arms fully extended. And what makes this great for my back pain to not be a part of my workout is my attention to my hips. What are my hips doing? Well, when I'm in extension of the spine, I'm relaxing my hips here and allowing them to kind of be nice and long. And when I flex, I deliberately flex. I return to neutral spine. So notice that I tilt my pelvis right here, allowing full hip extension, which is what your hips love. And when I come up, I sit, I lift my spine, I expand my chest, and I make sure my ribs stack over my waist. That's neutral spine. Because so many moves you do for your core tighten your hips, they lock them up, they get glued, and that's what causes a lot of your back pain. Now, back pain is kind of a general term, but that is the cause of a lot of it, especially when you're on the reformer. Moving on to your more advanced or intermediate level 2 setup, all we're gonna do is take this box off. The box will come off. I'll climb back on. I go with my heavy spring. The hands come to the blocks and I'll go right into my articulating plank. I long stretch out and then I'll nod my chin, scoop my tail with heels lifted and come home. Remember, we just talked about it. I want my hips to extend when my spine extends. Guys, you do know that your hip flexors, many of them, attach to your spine. That's right. When I bend my hips, like I'm sitting in a chair like this, that's attached to the lower part of your spine. So collapsing through here is horrible for your hip flexors. And one adjustment you make if you are in the intermediate phase is you just kind of do it slowly. Make sure your heels are lifted. Like before, we turn our feet to the right, and I'm just gonna stack my feet on top of each other, and I just pull my weight, my tail to the ceiling as I press in and out of my pike. With the feet touching like this, all of that strength is going into my left oblique. I peel my ribs to the sky and I come all the way in and out. Feet come to the center. Articulate in and back out. Now I'm gonna drop my weight, pull home, raise my chest and forehead, and I got my glutes squeezed so we can extend the spine, press away, articulate the spine slowly and come home. We can do that if and only if we squeeze our glutes and our thighs. I'll actually pull this carriage in, zip my blades together to complete a spinal extension. One more like that. I'll press all the way out. I bring my hips to neutral. Now I'm just gonna squeeze them, fully extend my hips, and lift my rib cage up. I'm not dropping down, I'm not shrugging the shoulders or bending the knees. If I bend my knees, it makes it a lot harder for me to squeeze my glutes. That is actually the opposite. Those two things don't go hand in hand. Point your feet to the left and finish your oblique set. Stack your feet on top of each other and just raise your tail and lower your tail. Arms are straight. Shoulders stay strong. Perfect. Bring your feet to the center and end up kneeling down. We're gonna do front-facing moves. without the box. The feet come to the center of the carriage. Drive your feet between the blocks. Grab onto the metal rings with your light spring only. Light and a medium. Bend your knees so you can scoop your tail better and roll back. Extend the arms out. As I sit up, I'm just gonna round, nod my chin to my chest. And from here, I come to neutral. What is neutral spine? Your rib cage. It hovers over your waistline. That's neutral spine. Okay, that's a way to tell. Turn to the left. Push your lower left oblique into the carriage. Raise your right hip up slightly. Nod your chin. And sit up. The farther your arms go away from each other, the more stability you need to create in your torso. So your upper core region gets a lot of action. Bend your knees, round your back, twist, and go again. Sit up slowly, nod your chin, look down at your knees. What's up, knees? Flatten neutral spine. That's not neutral spine. That's hyperextension. Here's neutral. Go again, scoop your tail, round, open the arms wide. I'm stabilizing this movement with my lower body, with my serratus muscles, and coming out of it, coming into neutral, and extending my erector muscles. Go again, other side, obliques, nod the chin, sit up mega high. From here, we do a 3-piece. I'm just gonna nod the chin to the chest. My first piece is saw the carriage, just like this. I'm gonna stay in my C curve. I'm gonna open my arms. That's the 2 of my 3-piece movement. 5, 8, keep scooping your tail, bending your knees, and now the last of my 3-piece, my 3-part movement here. I open my arms a little wider. And 1. I'll sit all the way back up. Perfect. From here, place the straps back on. And let's do our third and final one, which is the advanced version of this stuff. My back feels great. How do your hips feel up to this point? Let me know. Head to the website where I have a ton of pain management exercises and ramp ups so you can bridge the gap using the reformer or without back into strength. CoachJohanCSCS.com is where you find that. Come back around. All we're gonna do is put on that heavy spring again. Feet will come onto the foot bar. Stand up onto your platform. Walk out, hands on the blocks. Platform, then onto the foot bar. Start out by lifting your spine and lowering your spine. Now I'm going to point my feet to the right. I'm going to take my top leg. I'm going to wrap it behind my bottom. Sorry, and I'm just going to lift and lower those hips. Look at my right leg. It is behind my left, and I'm stretching that hip flexor from the middle of my thigh into my spine, and it feels great. All right? That's how I'm going to save my back and load my obliques. From here, you guys, go ahead and come down. Give yourself a little round, flat back. Now we're going to combine 2 movements. The feet come onto the foot bar. Press out. Drop the waist. Squeeze the butt cheeks and the quads. Pull and pike back up. Drop the waist, squeeze, pull, drive out. So we get scap, we get hip, we get abdominals, we get movement, stability. I mean, name a muscle in your core and you're hitting it. And how do we hit muscles on the reformer? With movement patterns, not holding, not max tension. Movement. That's what facilitates global strength. Come back home, give yourself round and flat. Dig into that round back. Bring yourself back onto the foot bar. Point your feet to the left. Take your left leg, put it behind your right, close together. Think of the playing card being trapped between your knees. That's how tight you want to squeeze them together. Let your left hip flexor just go. Let it go. Let it be nice and extended. Lift and lower those hips. And because you're working so hard from the front, there's no way your lower back can take over. If you just kind of relax into your left hip. Take your last one, bring the feet to the center of the carriage and kneel down. Perfect. Our last piece right here, take a seat in the center, find your green or your medium spring, mine's green, and we're gonna go into round to flat. Reach out for your metal ring. Round the back. Whoops, extend the arms up, reach up, flatten the spine. Nod the chin to the chest, twist to the left, right arm goes high, let the straps pull you back home, flatten the knees, sit tall, chin to chest, twist to the right, arms float up to the ceiling, rotate back to the center, stack the hips, knees go flat. I go chin to chest. I twist to the left. I rotate back to the center. Knees flatten. Bend the knees, scoop the tail. Twist to the right. Rotate back over. Neutral spine, knees lengthen from hip to head. Bend, twist, lift, rotate, and start flattening out those knees. Let the straps pull you forward. Perfect. Sitting in the center of your carriage or in the back half, better yet. Go ahead and bend your knees. And just saw your carriage. My elbows are super straight. And I'm just gonna saw. Right leg comes up. I do 3. I sit all the way up. Nod your chin to your chest. Left leg comes up. I saw 3 times. I just let the straps pull me forward. And then I sit up. Chin to chest, scoop the tail. Other leg. I saw once, twice, 3 times. Put the leg down. Let the straps pull me up, bone by bone, articulating through that thoracic spine. Go again. Left leg. I'm pushing my tailbone to my heels. I put that leg down. I use the pressure to come up. Chin to chest. Right leg. I bring the leg down. I articulate that T-spine. That feels so good to do that. And then from here again, put the leg down and lift the spine. Put your straps back on, your blocks, bend your knees slightly, grab the back of your ankles. And when I round forward like this to stretch, my goal is to lift my rib cage. I'm not collapsing in. You know why you get a certain sensation of back pain during reformer and fitness? Shearing forces. Shearing forces are the forces you need, again, to tear, say, a chicken wing apart. You rip in the opposite direction that it wants to go. So those are literal joints. If you wanted to, say, rip a notebook in half, you would kind of rotate it in the wrong direction of all that grain. That's a shearing force. Too many shearing forces during your exercises, your deadlifts, your cycling, that causes acute localized back issues, and it makes it hard for you to work your core. You want rotating forces. And you also want to work your core with all the muscles of the core. That includes your hips, your entire powerhouse, posterior chain in the same region, and your scaps are involved with that too. They kind of assist the core. Guys, if you have any questions, drop them below. Go to the CoachJohanCSCS.com website for Cypher, my pain management system for more ramp-up exercises, because I believe that Reformer is the best bridge to get you back into strength training fully, because it is strength training in the best possible way. And for more, just head over there. It's CoachJohanCSCS.com. Again, if you have questions or you want to see something else on the channel, let me know. All right, I want you guys to stay up. Take care.